You know you're in for a weird day when you wake up and think, oh gosh, I have so much whiskey I need to drink today. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. Today we're opening Smoke Wagon, a small batch, all the way from Vegas. This was donated to the channel by Cliff Smith. Cliff, you're awesome. And before I forget, this is 50% 100 proof. I was about to get annoyed because there's plastic on the top, but I think maybe this tab will do it. We'll see. It'll be the plastic. That's noisy. Now the sound all whiskey people like to hear. That was beautiful. Feels weird to do this, but oh well. It's proof that I put some type of whiskey into this glass. That's what I like to call portion control. Very important when you're going to have many whiskeys. Now remember, if you're watching this and you have this whiskey, pour a little bit and join me in this whiskey tasting experience. Now, I have had this whiskey before. This is not brandy new. I had received a sample a while ago from Hot Bitter Rolls, whose channel I will link up there, and I liked it. I know why I liked it. It's because this is MGP. That means it is actually from Indiana, and MGP stands for Midwest Grain Products. There's a lot more about MGP that's going on specifically right now, since they're not sending as much of their stuff out to other people. But let's just say I've had experience with MGP, and I've had experience with Smoke Wagon, and I know I'm gonna like it. So, video's over. Bye. Thank you for joining me on. We begin with the color. That looks lovely. It's not quite the deep amber that I enjoy myself, but I like the look of it.
And you should too.
To the nose. Let's see. Vanilla, brown sugar, big surprise. There's some kind of fruit note. Cherries is what the initial feeling was. Strawberries just went through my mind as well. It might be the name, but I feel like there's a touch of smoke. If I didn't say it before, this stuff was bottled in Vegas. There is something in here that's throwing me off. It's almost like something's overly ripe, like an overly ripe fruit. Plum. When was the last time I had a plum anyway? I don't know if I've ever had a plum. There's a bit of a cellar smell. Unfortunately, it's making me think of this weird note I've gotten numerous times. I don't have many very specific things, but this is one of them. So it's Evan Williams White Label. That's their bottled and bond bottle. I get this strange decomposing wood note. And we're talking about the wood also being wet or damp at the very least. That is in here, and that is not good for my taste. That is something that makes me go, oh no. And it's not terrible. Wasn't in here last time. The problem is once I get it, it's hard to get around it. And there's a slight ethanol ding. Now I'm getting apple. More fruits than I expected. And the vanilla just became a budget, we'll say, vanilla frosting. It's always weird when you go back to a whiskey, you're like, I'm gonna like this, and then you get into it, and wait a minute, hang on, I don't remember any of these. But, remembering something, I was given a sample, so it was a little bit. I have no idea how much was in the bottle when the sample was poured. I don't know how much oxidation had happened. This, again, brand new bottle, first impressions on it. Keep that in mind. And with that, time for a drink. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good. That's just the initial sip and it's good. Brown sugar sweet actually made me think of, I want to say ginger snaps, but that's not quite what I mean. Molasses cookies. It doesn't drink too hot. I still feel it here, but not like I normally would. That weird must wood note that I don't particularly like is still on the nose. And it was a little spicy. The finish is lingering. It's not clinging to my tongue, funny enough. I thought it would be a little more,
viscous.
Because of the legs. Now I'm going to hold in my palate just for a little bit. Just let my body temperature get it a little warmer. Hold on the palate a little longer. I like what I get from it. That kicked up the spiciness.
Oh yeah.
And it's creeping spice, and then get a little dry, and then spicy again. I like that a lot. We are talking baking spices when I say spices. In this case, it is more cinnamon sugar, brown sugar. My mind is stuck. Nutmeg is what's coming to mind, but I don't think that's it. I have to try another sip. Oh yeah, kicking up the spice. Very tongue tingly. Pin pricks on my tongue. All right. It made me think of a steak. It's a little savory. It's making me salivate. Like what happened earlier is it was spicy, then dry, and spicy again. And when it did that, it made me salivate quite a bit. But there's a spice note in there that is bugging me because I can't place it. This is damn fine. This is a damn fine whiskey. It's just enough to hold your attention as you drink it. It is a little spicier than some bourbons I'm familiar with. I usually go for a sweet bourbon. I wonder which MGP it is, because it could be a high rye version, which I would like. But I did just do a blind flight in a recent stream, which I will link up there. I had been given a bunch of rye samples. 4 of them were MGP, different bottlings, and one of them was a light whiskey. And the MGP ryes that I was given were also very high in proof. So they were super spicy. Yeah, and that weird note that I do not like still in the nose. But the palate itself is lovely. Not overly complicated. Little sweet, little vanilla, mostly baking spices. The proof isn't overly aggressive considering it is 50%. And I swear there's a smoke note. I know it's probably just because it's on the bottle, but it's one of those notes, and this is going to be an odd one. When you are near the forest and you're like a campground area and there's, a campfire going, but you're so far away that you only get a touch of it, and for some reason you can taste it. I think I'm also getting a little bit of toasted marshmallow now that I'm talking about campfires, because that would make sense. A little bit of char, a little bit of sweetness, and a little bit of campfire smoke. And if you watch this channel long enough, you know I like creme brulee a lot. So if I ever get a whiskey that's got a little bit of that into there, I know I'm going to like it. This is one of them, just because of that little marshmallow char campfire thing. And now, as we do here on my channel, since I do not pretend to know and retain knowledge very well, we are going to check out the website for this whiskey. And the website is nevadadistilling.com. What was that? Now, the first sentence of this made me happy. Smoke Wagon small batch bourbon whiskey. Our high rye, could be a high rye version, content bourbon is aged in the heart of a century-old brick warehouse. That's pretty cool. God, in Vegas? Woo. To ensure unique and consistent flavor, barrels are hand-selected to create a perfect blend that is smooth and at the same time bold and intense. Released in 2016, our goal was to create a unique, great-tasting high rye content bourbon. The problem is that rye ages much faster than corn, so while our younger vintage had a big rye spice flavor, which we love, the mouthfeel was too thin and it lacked the sweet, delicate complexity of a well-aged spirit. Our older vintages had the smoothness and sweet notes that can only be achieved by moving in and out of No. 4 char and caramelized oak for many, many years. But the nice rye spice has been aged out. So what do? Find the perfect blend. We combined the two. The younger vintages maintains the bold spiciness of the rye, cut down on the tannins, and kept it fruit forward. Aha!
Yeah.
The older vintages bring in a creamy mouthfeel with sweet aromas and taste notes that only appear over time from aging in a barrel. We hope you enjoy drinking it as much as we enjoy making it. And I didn't even get to this part to even verify they had them, but they do have the nose and the taste. Nose. Oh, balanced oak nose with hints of fruit and dried apricots. I can very easily see that note I don't particularly like as being more apricots. However, I like dried apricots, and that is not what I experience when I nose it. The taste, well, initial sweet notes on the front of the tongue, somewhere in the middle for me. Well-balanced mouthfeel with spicy notes, yes, including white pepper. On the middle and back of the tongue, yes, from the younger vintage and high rye mash bill. Good balance of sweet and oak flavors. I didn't even say oak. That's what the char would be when I was talking about that marshmallow. Flavors including hints of caramel from that No. 4 char barrel, caramelized wood sugars, fruit flavor, and rye spices. Finished, smooth, with no alcohol burn, even at 100 proof. That is true. Another wonderful whiskey that I can add to my collection and share with all of you. So, remember, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.